Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Great? So what do you think about the videos that I was playing? Exciting? Do you think Google is doing the right things by pouring into healthcare, to glass, to shoes, to name the thing? So one side of you might be thinking, what the hell are we doing? But we want to be in each and every space. How many of you are excited about Google Glass? Wow. How many of you have heard about the unmanned cars, driverless cars? So you know everything. So this is a very evolved audience that I'm speaking to. So on behalf of Google Business Group Bangalore, I want to welcome each and everyone out here on a Sunday morning. Ideally, this is the time to be chilling out and be on the bed. But you guys are here. Thanks for that. Thanks for the commitment that you guys have shown. We had actually 300 registration. I'm pretty much sure in another hour's time, this room will be completely full with people. Okay. G-Day, how many of you were there for G-Days last year? Wow, so you know everything about it. So there's a slight change in terms of the model that we have used for running these kind of events. Last time it was completely Google-led event. And this time it's completely run by the community. And you are there. Okay, so this community of Google Business Group is run by very highly passionate people. Okay, and one of the major reasons for starting this group is we always had a lot of avenues for developers to go and discuss. You had Google developer groups where you're talking about Chrome, you're talking about Android, you're talking about the latest in technology, but we never had a community from an end user standpoint for businesses. You can't just randomly go and say, you know what, how do I get my place on map? How do I get my website done? How do I get, what the hell is the social media marketing? What is YouTube? Do I need to be investing in it? You never had a venue for talking any of these. So hence we started this group called Google Business Group. We started in Jan of this year. We started with, as a matter of fact, GBG Bangalore is the first group, the first community that we started in India. And from one, we have grown to around 16 communities. And by the year end, we'll be having close to around 23 or 24. And next year, we are planning to be in 40 cities. Okay, so that's the kind of a growth plans when it comes to G-Days. Your Google Business Group. When it comes to gdayx, we are on a 5-city tour. It's basically a 2-day event. On first you got the Developers Day. So yesterday at the same venue, how many of you attended yesterday's session out here? So yesterday we had a similar kind of session, but that was for the developer community, and today we got for the business community. And after this, we are going to Bombay. We'll be doing it in Delhi, and we'll be doing it in a couple of other cities too. And even Chennai has shown a lot of interest to be doing this kind of a program. So let me just straight away dive into the presentation today. Let's take a step behind and talk about the evolution of internet. In 30 years, we have come from zero number of users on internet to close to around 2.3 billion people on internet. So we have come a long way. How many of you have seen the internet revolution in 1998 to at least watch, especially in the US? Any idea of how many people were on the internet in 1997? Before Google. I know, I was not yet. Yeah, you were there. No, I'm talking about globally. It was not that pathetic, but any ideas? You can throw the numbers, guys. So it was around 30 to 35 million. Okay, and some great companies came into being. Amazon came in. Okay, within a year's time, you had close to 100 million people adding on. In 1998, Google happened. And after that, we added 150 million the very year that Google started. And within 2 years, we added another 500 million people on the internet. By 2001, that's the kind of staggering numbers that you're looking at. And we do feel that it's because of Google as one of the major propellant for evolving the internet ecosystem. And we feel we have done a lot in that area. But when it comes to emerging markets like India, I'll be talking about some of the challenges that we are facing in terms of access, in terms of sustainability, in terms of relevance. Do we have the right kind of a content to be looking at any point in time? So that's a major issue that we are facing now. But now, we are talking about 2.3 billion out of a population of around 7.2 billion people. And by around 2015, we feel that around 40% of the globe would be online. And there are certain 2 or 3 really big game changers because of which people are getting online. One is your social web, okay? And we do give a lot of credit to you on Facebook. A lot. For some of them, that's the only way that they know what internet is all about. Okay, now you're talking about G+, and mobile technology. I'll be talking about some more statistics on how many people are accessing internet only through their mobile, and that's the way it's going to be even in the future. So this was the data I was talking about. 40% of the users would be online by 2015, and out of it, most of the growth will be coming from emerging markets like India, China. You're talking about Indonesia. You're talking about Philippines. A lot of markets in Latin America. You're talking about Sub-Saharan Africa. That's where the entire growth is going to be coming from. Let me give you another crazy statistics that we recently compiled. Any idea of how many tweets go globally every single minute? How many people tweet? Close to around 200,000 tweets every single minute. Okay? In terms of YouTube hours, people are uploading close to 75 hours of YouTube every single minute. So what does it mean when you're talking about the entire amount of data globally that we are churning out every single day? We are churning out something like 5 exabytes of data. How many of you understand what is exabyte? Exabyte is 10 to the power of 18. So let's just look into what it exactly means, because that's such a huge number. That means 5 billion truckloads of books worth of data is being produced every single day globally. That's huge. And search is, if you're looking at what is happening to search and search algorithms, it's getting better and better. Your results are getting much more better and refined, right? The more data that you give to Google to access, it'll get much more relevant. And that's what we are doing. We make more than 280 to 300 enhancements on our search algorithm every single year. That's why you're getting so better at it. If you're looking at number of internet users in the country, we stand at number 3 after China and US. And by 2015, we'll be having more internet users in India than in US. We are talking about something like around 300 to 350 million internet users. Can I have a bottle of water? If you can just get it. As well as when you're looking at number across the years. When you're looking at the year 2000, there's very interesting statistics out here. The developed economies were contributing to more than 60% of the world's GDP. And the developing markets like India, China, and the countries that I mentioned were contributing to around 40%. And something magical happened in the year 2011 where developed markets and developing markets are contributing exactly 50% to the global GDP. And year 2020, there'll be a huge shift. It'll be just reversal of year 2000, where the developing economies will be contributing to 60% of the world's economy. It's the other way around. So countries like India, China, and all the emerging markets are extremely important to Google, and we are making a huge amount of investments over there. So this is the number that I was talking about. Now we are close to 145 million internet users in India, and out of it, close to 90 million of them access internet only on their mobile. Other interesting statistics is, if you're looking at the next 150 million users, we do believe that 85% of them, of those 300 million, would be accessing internet only on their tablets or their mobile. So they won't have even seen what desktop looks like, and not even a laptop. They're never going to see that generation at all. They're just leapfrogging to the next generation of devices. So all this was to this definitely an evolved audience, but I need not say what is the importance of internet for a business audience out here. But again, to reiterate, it's a major driver of global economies. If you're looking like economy of Great Britain, internet contributes to 7% of their global GDP. Okay? And if you're looking like countries like India, currently it's close to 1.5% of the GDP of the country. And by 2015, we do feel that countries like India will be contributing close to between 4 and 5% of the GDP. So that's huge. We are talking about $40 billion worth of transactions happening on the internet by 2015, just in India. That's a huge number. And through search, internet puts the world's information at your fingertips. You know, it's become a verb now. You don't say search, you just say Google it. It's become so omnipresent and everyone knows about it. Democratization of information and content. We do believe that you can hold your politicians at your gunpoint and say, you know what, if you're not doing your job well, I'll put it on the internet. And they are really, really scared. People are really scared whether they are doing the right things or not, because everyone can read it, and it's accessible to millions of people. So I think if you're looking at the Egypt revolution or the Arab revolution or any other revolution which has happened in the recent past, it's just because of the power of internet that we are able to see that people are able to get justice. And last, and the most important thing is solving real-life problems. Just to give you an example of our product called Google Maps. How many of you use Maps regularly? How many of you feel it's really important? Yeah? It's important? So if you're looking at any big calamity, let's talk about the Uttarakhand calamity, right? We immediately, within a couple of hours, became something like the people finder. And we are able to save lives of millions of people. We are able to locate them. And that was the map which was used by the Army and the Air Force. Everyone, to be seeing what, because we were giving them a realistic update. Our satellite images were giving realistic updates saying that town is washed out and all the people that you can find the survivors is another 60 kilometers down the river over there, and don't even think about wasting your time over there. So we were able to give them very realistic images about what is happening in terms of calamities. Let me just give you a comparison between how marketing has evolved over a period of time. Marketing earlier on was all about broadcasting, and now it's more about a dialogue. I think this used to be the scenario in most of our homes in the 80s and early 90s. Irrespective of whether it's your dad, your mom, or your kids, all of you are watching the same channel, and whether the advertisements are relevant to you or not, you're always hooked onto it. That's because there is no plan B. It is Doordarshan, and you're supposed to be watching Krishi Darshan. How many of you are from the Krishi Darshan era? Yeah, you still remember it? Bunyad era, you still remember it? Yeah. So that's the way it used to be in those days. And if you're looking at the free time that one has, almost 30% of the free time goes in surfing on the internet. And in terms of the age profile, we feel almost around 80% of them are between the age group of 15 to 34. So if you want to advertise, you have to be on the internet, and this is where they are spending all their time on, and they are not watching your television, and you shouldn't be advertising on television anymore. Let me talk about this concept called first moment of truth. Whenever you want to buy something, you get an urge to buy something, XYZ product, and you go into a shopping mall, right? You see a product, and within 7 seconds, you make a decision, okay, fine, I like it or not, and you put it. Okay, we are talking about first moment of truth. Let's talk about this concept and take it further. So you have a stimuli, this is what I talked about. You got the first moment of truth, and the second moment of truth is you get the thing home, and you consume it. You open the wrapper, and you consume it. That's your second moment of truth. Now, things have changed considerably. We are talking about a concept called zeroth moment of truth. Even if you want to buy an electronic gadget which is less than 500 rupees, you search like crazy. Am I right about it? And you ask around 20 people saying, even though you're saving just around 20 or 30 rupees, you're asking 100 people, or you're doing a search on internet. And that's what you're talking about, zeroth moment of truth. So internet is the zeroth moment of truth. Your first research happened over there, and you are completely aware about what the product is all about. All you do is just go to Chroma and say, I know this is the product that you have, and this is how much it costs. Just take my card, swipe it, and give it to me. Okay, you're not even spending more than 5 minutes over there. There's no time for surfing over there. You've already done a huge amount of research. You're just going over there, and you're buying whatever you want to consume. So we call this model as research online and purchase offline. That's the kind of model that we are looking at in India. And this is we got a breakup of how it looks like when you compare across all of the verticals. Even from automobiles, yeah, most of them do research. You're talking about healthcare, finance, media. We got pretty good statistics on that. Coming to SMBs, we are trying to help a lot of SMBs in order to make them aware about the importance of internet. So this is the forum for you to understand what internet can do for you. Your marketplace is not just the people who are walking into your store. Your marketplace is a place where your world is your marketplace. And you have to think really big when it comes to that. Some statistics on how many SMBs that we have got in India. Close to 45 million SMBs in India. And 17 million of them have got employee strength of more than around 10 employees. And if you trickle it down, we have added close to 200,000 SMBs through this project called Get India Business Online. Gibo, how many of you have heard about Get India Business Online? If you do not have a website and if you're interested to have a website, just do a search on Get India Business Online and you'll get the entire thing for free. We'll set it up for you. So as of now, we feel, looking at the India ecosystem, almost around 150,000 companies have got a decent website, and there's a possibility of doing e-commerce on that website. That's the kind of data that we have, and we want this to increase around threefold, fourfold. Around last week, just a couple of days back, we started a campaign in Ahmedabad saying, Get Ahmedabad Online. And we got 6,000 SMBs online within 30 days. And now we're working with the state governments to get 50,000 SMBs online in the next 3 months. So that's a huge project that you're talking about. So here are some of the apps that you want each of the businesses to use. There you've got a lot of productivity apps. Just to know more about how does this actually work, I want to just play a video out here. Can I have volumes on that?
When you have a great idea and need to work with others to bring it to life, how do you do it? Sometimes it's tough because the people you work with are in different places, with different schedules, using different devices. Google Apps lets you bring ideas to life with others. Here's how. Start with email that offers more. Gmail does more than send and receive emails. It connects people and lets you chat instantly while viewing a snapshot of your team's relevant activities and access to everything they shared with you. With Google Docs, there's only one version for everyone to work on. Share easily with the right people without email attachments or compatibility hassles. And work together on the same docs at the same time, in a way that simply makes sense. Edit and interact easily with integrated social commenting. Google Calendar makes it easy to share schedules and find times to meet, and schedule or update meetings with a few clicks. Everyone can't be in the same place at the same time, but Google Apps lets you work together from any place. With multi-way video chat, you'll feel like you're all in the same room. While screen sharing and integration with Google Docs lets you work with more people from anywhere, on any device, even on your mobile phone or tablet. Work with any team at any time, from any place, on any device. Google Apps. Work in the future, today. To learn more, go to google.com/apps.
A specific video taking a case study in place. This is pretty much relevant to most of the Indian audience. Volume. That's fantastic. So how many of you want Google Apps for your business? You want to use it right away? So deploy it right now. Let me just talk about 3 or 4 technologies that is really hot. We want all the SMBs to be using it immediately. How many of you heard about Google Places for business? Basically having your address on a Google map. So basically you do not need to necessarily have a website for that. That's a wrong notion. You need not have a website, but still you can surface on the search results. So if you don't have anything, if you want to start right away and you want to be discovered, almost around 97% of the people who are doing search, they do search for local businesses. And imagine the kind of opportunity cost that you would be losing out when they are doing a search and you don't figure out at that point in time. So go for Google Places immediately. How many of you have heard about Google Photos? Have you explored Google Photos? So what is Google Photo? Anyone? Perfect. Have you employed it, sir? No. Plan to do that? Yes. Okay, that's great. So we are talking about a 360-degree panoramic view of the entire. Imagine, I wanted to show a live example. Imagine a Harley-Davidson showroom, Tusker Harley, which is there on Lavelle Road. Okay, so it will give you a walkthrough experience, a 360-degree walkthrough experience of the entire store. Or look at one of the jewelry stores. Okay, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, and go and see each and every jewelry which has been displayed without even going to the store. So that's a huge amount of benefit. And it's not costly. The technology is not costly at all. We have got a set of photographers. I'll be just talking about it. So these are some of the examples of 360-degree photography, Google Photos, where they've done some awesome job. So we have asked the businesses to go and use business photos in these 35 cities. And we have got people who have been certified photographers to be doing that work for you. And it doesn't cost you more. It costs somewhere between 3,000 to 6,000 rupees for a 2,000 square feet showroom. That's hardly anything, right? If you're looking at the kind of presence, and if you're saying you got business photos on your maps, that's fantastic. So how exactly you can do that? You can always receive a quote by getting in touch with one of the photographers who have been listed as Google photographers. It's a trusted agency. They'll visit the store and they'll give you a quote. It's very simple. And once you agree with the kind of a flow, whether it's been done in the right way, they submit it to quality control for Google for submission and approvals. And within a couple of days, it's online and it shows up on your map. It's as simple as that. It's a matter of a week's time by the time you decide that I need business photos, and by the time you can really go online. Couple of slides. I'll be taking another 5 more minutes. Couple of slides on the community. The reason why Google is so successful is because of really passionate users like you. And they are the people who evangelize about Google technologies in each and every community event. And this is one such event. The Google Business Group is one such event. As I said, we have set up around 16 chapters and we have done more than 25 events. So the mandate is we'll do an event every quarter in a city. And places like Bangalore, looking at the number of people who are really interested, we might be doing multiple events. We might be doing one event even every single month. It all depends on what technology you want to know from an end user standpoint and let the organizers know about it. And here is an opportunity again to each one of you to really contribute and be a part of the core team. Okay, the core team, we have got around, can you have the core team members please stand up? We've got Vamshi, we've got Krishna, where are they? Yeah, let's give a huge round of applause to these guys who have been running the community so well. And we are again looking out for really passionate people who can join the community and who can bring some real value add and explain and evangelize technology to other people. We also got a community specifically for the women. It's called as a part of the diversity initiative. We have got a Google Business Group similar to it for women. And we'll be doing a lot more such very focused events for women entrepreneurs going in the future in 2014. So this is my last slide. So what are my asks? Why did we speak, and what's the whole objective of this day-long gathering? If you are not a member of the Google Business Group, I encourage you to please speak to the organizers and be a part of this community, because this is extremely helpful. Just to let you know, in Indonesia and Philippines, there are 500,000 people who are part of this community. That's huge, right? You're talking about 4 or 5 cities in Indonesia. And you've got so many people who are enrolled, who are part of this community. It's growing. And they do something like 3 events in a month. That's huge. Every other week, they have a get-together, and they talk about a particular piece of technology. The best way to learn more is to first share what your business is all about. So you have to meet the organizers. YD out here, he's the GBG manager he's a volunteer who's a GBG manager for Bangalore. You can share this, the kind of business that I got, and this is the expectation that I have from this community. And the entire core team would be there to help you out. If you don't share, they won't be able to help you out. The more you share, the more they'll be able to help you out as a part of the community. Participate in all Google Business Group events. How many of you are on G+? How many of you use it regularly? If not, be regular on G+. Be a part of GBG community, Bangalore community, and you'll be able to get all the kind of updates that you want. Yeah, we are looking out for core team members. We are looking for at least around 3 to 4 people who are really passionate about learning Google technologies and evangelize at a larger audience. Okay. With that, I come to the end of my presentation. So thank you very much for coming here on a Sunday morning. And we've got some fantastic line of speakers today. We've got people talking about AdWords. We're talking about search engine optimization. And we've got an awesome keynote speaker right after this. So thank you very much and welcome. Have a great day.